Yo, Chicago Sports Hub, what's going on? We got UFC 295 this weekend. A lot of great fights to look after this weekend. And we got NFL Week 10 predictions. Let's get straight to the UFC 295 predictions, man. I'm excited to talk about these with you guys. I'm excited to watch these fights this weekend. Let's get straight into it. On the prelim card, we got Nazim Sadikov versus Broshev. Nazim Sadikov, he's 9-1, 29 years old, 2-0 in the UFC. His last fight, he beat Terrence McKinney. Terrence McKinney is a really top prospect, really known, well prospect in the UFC right now. Nazim Sadikov, he has 6 TKOs with 2 submission wins. Now, Broshev, he's 7-3, 31 years old, 2-2 in the UFC, 6 knockouts, TKOs. He doesn't have any submission wins. But I will say this. Broshev, his weakness is the grappling and the wrestling. So don't be surprised if you see Nazim Sadikov go after those takedowns, go after those submissions, because he might get after that. And honestly, because of that reason, I'm going Nazim Sadikov minus 130 money line. It's going to be a close fight. Odds are pretty close, but I think Nazim Sadikov pulls it off, man. The fact that you could beat a guy like Terrence McKinney, I'm pretty sure he could be a guy like Broshev. Like I said earlier, his weakness is grappling and wrestling. So, yeah, man, I got Nazim Sadikov for that fight for the prelim card. Let's move on to the main card. Diego Lopez versus Pat Sabatini. Diego Lopez, he's 22-6, 28 years old, 8 TKOs, 12 submission wins. Like, that's amazing. 1-1 in the UFC. Diego Lopez, okay, that first fight he had in the UFC, it was a late notice fight, right? But he did really good against a top ranked guy like Masvidal in his first fight, coming off a short notice fight, man. And he arguably, a lot of people say Diego Lopez won that first fight he had against Masvidal. All right, the next fight after that, Diego Lopez, he won by submission, a crazy submission win. So, yeah, man, that's Diego Lopez. Now, Pat Sabatini, he's 18-4, 32 years old. He has 2 TKO knockout wins and 11 submission wins. Pat Sabatini. Pat Sabatini is also 5-1 in the UFC. I know a lot of people might not know this guy, but he's pretty damn good when it comes to grappling and wrestling. So we might see a jiu-jitsu grappling type of fight here, guys, because both these guys have a lot of submission wins. Diego Lopez got 12 submission wins, and Pat Sabatini has 11 submission wins. It's tough. It's really tough, but I'm going to go with Diego Lopez. I think he finds a way, bro. The fact that he has 8 TKO knockout wins, I think he's gonna use that in this fight, man, to get the win over Pat Sabatini. Because, like I said, both these guys are really good when it comes to grappling and submissions. So if Diego Lopez just, keep it on the feet, keep it standing up, using his striking, I think Diego Lopez could get the win this weekend, guys. That's why I got Diego Lopez beating Pat Sabatini. Diego Lopez is minus 106 money line for that fight. Let's move on to the next fight. Matt Frevola versus St. Dennis. Matt Frevola, man, he's 11-3 and 1 draw, 33 years old, 3-2 in his past 5 fights. He's on a 3-fight win streak. They were all by TKO knockouts for that 3-fight win streak. Matt Frevola, he has 4 TKOs and 3 submission wins overall. His last fight, he knocked out Drew Dober. And Drew Dober is a really good fighter in the lightweight division. So the fact that you could knock out Drew Dober like that, this guy is really dangerous. That's all I can say. Now, St. Dennis, he's 12-1, 27 years old, 4-1 in the UFC. He has 3 TKO knockout wins, but he also has 9 submission wins. He also knocked out Thiago Moses, another good veteran in the UFC. So both these guys are coming off good wins against like really good fighters. But this is a tough fight. This is a tough ass fight. I was talking to the guys like, man, who do y'all got? Because this is tough. But listen, I feel like the odds should be closer than what it is. Matt Frevola, he's plus 186. St. Dennis, he's minus 245. I feel like St. Dennis is going to go after the grappling, go after the submissions. But, man, you can't sleep on Frevola, man. He could knock you out instantly. So, listen, just because I feel like the odds should be a little closer, I'm going with Matt Favola here, plus 186, guys. I think he might end up knocking out St. Dennis or just his key. Okay, look, Matt Favola, the key to win, he has to at least defend some of those takedowns, which I think he can because he also goes after takedowns too. So yeah, man, like I said, the odds should be a little closer than what it is. For that reason, I'm going Matt Favola plus 186 money line for that fight, guys. That's what I got for that one. Now let's move on to Jessica Andrade versus Mackenzie Dern. Jessica Andrade, she's 24 and 12, 32 years old. She used to be a former champ in her division. 9 TKOs, 8 submission wins, but she's on a 3-fight losing streak. She has not been looking pretty good as of lately. Now, Mackenzie Dern, she's 13 and 3, 30 years old, 7 submission wins. The rest of her wins are by like decision and stuff like that. She's 3 and 2 in the past 5 fights. This is also tough too because Mackenzie Dern, this is her first real test, in my opinion. And Jessica Andrade, as of lately, that 3-fight that 3-fight losing streak that she has were all against like taller fighters. And Mackenzie Dern is kind of pretty taller than Jessica Andrade. It's looking like Jessica Andrade is on her way down. Mackenzie Dern's on her way up. And Mackenzie Dern could potentially get a title shot if she gets this fight, or if she gets this win in this fight. So I'm going to go with Mackenzie Dern. This is the first test, real big test for her. But I think she pulls out and get the win. She's hungry for it. She wants it. And like I said, I think Jessica Andrade is on her way out, and Mackenzie Dern's on her way up. So I got Mackenzie Dern, man, minus 215 money line for that fight. That's what I got. The co-main event. Whoo-wee! This is going to be a banger. All right, we got Sergey Pavlovich versus Tom Espinal. Pavlovich, he's 18 and 1, 31 years old, 5 and 0 in the past 5 fights. He has 15 knockouts. I think he makes history for the most, like, I think it's like, what, 6 or 7 win streak with like 6, 7 knockouts. So if he gets another knockout this weekend, guys, he can make history. But let's look at Sergey Pavlovich's past fights. I mean, he beat some of the top guys in the heavyweight division: Curtis Blades, Taito Vasa, Derek Lewis. The list goes on. You got to be careful with Pavlovich's power, man, because if he clips you and catch you lacking, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, man. But let's talk about Tom Espinal. 13 and 3, 30 years old, 4 and 1 past 5 fights. He has 9 TKOs with 4 submission wins. So he's versatile. He's all around fighter. He could knock you out. He could grapple, wrestle with you. Let's talk about his past 5 fights, or his past opponents he had. It was Spivak. He beat Spivak. He beat Volkov. He beat Tybura. Those are some top guys in his division, and really skilled guys in that division too. Look, I'm going to go with Tom Espinal money line, only because he's quicker, he's faster. And, okay, listen, I know a lot of people are like, oh, a good wrestler like Curtis Blades couldn't take down Pavlovich. Tom Espinal's grappling and wrestling is on a whole nother level. His wrestling grappling is really good. As far as like him and Johnson Almeida, their grappling is spectacular. Like they could go after the one leg takedown, double leg takedown with no problem. Don't get me wrong, Curtis Blades ain't gonna knock him. He's a good fighter and all, but I think Tom Espinal's and Johnson Almeida's wrestling grappling skills are better than Curtis Blades. So if Tom Espinal could use that really great grappling skills that he has, goes after it and succeeds at it, I think he gets the win, guys. And I'm not going to lie, I've been saying it, Tom Espinal is the future champ in this division. So I'm going to stick with it. And I'm going Tom Espinal money line, minus 122. Tough one, man, because like I said, because if Sergey Pavlovich clips him, it's a wrap. But still, I got Tom Espinal winning this fight, guys. That's what I got for the co-main event. Now let's move on to the main event. This one's going to be really good. Jerry Prochazka versus Alex Pereira. Jerry Prochazka, he's 29-3 with 1 draw, 31 years old. He's a former lightweight heavyweight champ. He got injured. He vacated the title. I respect to him for that. But he's coming off a bad right shoulder injury. It was really bad. Uh, and I'm gonna talk about Jerry Poshkin a little bit. But let's talk about Alex Pierre first. Alex Pierre, he's 8-2, 36 years old, a former middleweight champ. He's been active. You know what I'm saying? He could also make history being a double champ in excuse me. He could be a double champ in different divisions in 6 fights. In 6 fights, if he does that, that's history. And that's mind blowing. In 6 fights, you a double champ in 2 different divisions? And not to mention, he used to be a double champ in kickboxing. So we might even see a little more history here, guys, tonight. Well, this weekend. But let me talk about Jerry Prochazka. Jerry Prochazka, when he was fighting with Dominic Reyes, he was getting tagged up a little bit against Dominic Reyes, man. And I thought, like, he was dominating that fight. But when I looked back at it last night, Dominic Reyes was low-key landing a few clean shots against Jerry Prochazka. And he went all 5 rounds, I believe. Yeah, it was all 5 rounds. He got the submission in the 5th round against Glover Teixeira. And, man, I don't know, man. Sometimes Jerry Prochazka, he could look kind of sloppy. He leaves his hands down a lot. Like, you got to keep your hands up at all times. Sometimes he's just like this. Like, no, boy. You can't do that. Especially going against a fighter like Alex Pereira. Because Alex Pereira, listen, this was going to happen in my opinion. Jerry Prochazka, he moves forward. He applies the pressure on you. But Alex Pereira, when fighters do that, because if you look back at Sean Strickland and Alex Pereira fight, Alex Pereira, he cuts the corners around the cage. He goes in circles and attacks you. And he keeps going in circles and attacks you. He keeps cutting the corners because he doesn't like having his back against the gate. And I rarely see him having his back against the gate. And that's what Jerry Prochazka is going to do. He's going to apply pressure. He's going to move forward on him. But Alex Pereira, he's going to cut those corners. And he's going to find a real good spot to potentially knock out Jerry Prochazka. So Jerry Prochazka, he better be careful leaving those hands down because he leaves his hands down a lot if you look at his past 5 fights. So, yeah, man, I'm going with Alex Pereira only because he's been active and I feel like that power might be a little different. You know what I'm saying? At a full weight, he's not cutting weight. And not to mention, Alex Pereira, he looked pretty decent. He looked pretty good going against John Blachowicz the last fight. You know what I'm saying? He got taken down and stuff like that, but he got right back up. He landed some strikes. So I know Jerry Prochazka, he's going to go after those takedowns and stuff like that. But I think Alex Pereira, he defends some of them. He gets out some of them, and he gets the win. Not to mention, he really wants this fight and bring the belt back to Glover Teixeira's gym. So that's another reason why I got Alex Pereira, guys. So yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got for this UFC 295 predictions. I'm going to run it back for you guys real quick. I got Nazim Sadikov, 130 money line. I got Diego Lopez, minus 106 money line. I got Matt Frivola, plus 186 money line, underdog. Next fight, I got Mackenzie Dern, minus 215 money line. The co-main event, I got Tom Espinal, minus 122 money line. And for the main event, I got Alex Pereira, minus 128 money line. That's what I got, guys. Tune in. It's going to be a really good one. Let's get it. All right, let's move on to NFL Week 10 predictions. I'm running through them real quick. Let's get it going. All right, we got an early game again. The last international game we have for NFL. They're at Germany, 8:30 in the morning. This is a dry-ass game, if I'm being honest with you. Colts versus the Patriots. I don't trust Mac Jones for nothing. Nope, no more. That's it. So I'm going Colts money line. I can't pick a touchdown, but I can pick a winner, and that's Colts money line. I trust them more than the Patriots. It's just crazy. Like, Bill Belichick, before he drafted Mac Jones, he did say he was not interested in Mac Jones, but he still ended up drafting him. And I know he's kind of pissed about that because I know he's like, man, Mac Jones has not been playing good at all. But yeah, I got Colts money line versus the Patriots in that game, guys. 49ers versus the Jaguars. It's looking like Debo Samuel's coming back for the 49ers. I know the 49ers have been on a losing streak right now. They haven't been looking pretty good. But I think this is the game where they bounce back with Debo Samuel coming back, more weapons on the offense. The defense, I think they step up a little bit against the Jaguar offense. I know the Jaguar defense has been pretty damn decent too, but I think the 49ers find a way to get a win and bounce back coming off these losing streaks that the 49ers have. So I got 49ers money line for that game, guys. This next one, Saints versus the Vikings. I honestly can't pick a winner for this one. I can't trust the Saints like that, really. The Vikings, Joshua Dobbs, Justin Jefferson might come back for this game. So listen, I might go with Justin Jefferson touchdown if he's playing. I also like Alvin Kamara touchdown. But I really can't pick a winner for this game, guys. I can't pick a winner for this one. So that's what I got for that game. This next one, Titans versus Buccaneers. They had Tampa Bay. I'm going with the Buccaneers money line. I know they lost against the Texans last week. They should have won, but C.J. Stroud was just balling on them. So yeah, I think they bounce back this week, guys. Buccaneers money line against the Titans. That's what I got. This next one, Browns versus the Ravens. They're at Baltimore, a divisional game. I can see it being a close game. You know, both have great defense. And Deshaun Watson, he's back. He's healthy. So I'm going with Browns +7. I think it'll be a close game. I think both defense keep it close. So I'm going with Browns +7. Not to mention a divisional game. For some reason, divisional games are pretty close. So I got Browns +7 for that one, guys. Texans versus the Bengals. They're at Cincinnati. I got Joe Burrow to throw 2 touchdowns and Bengals to win. The Bengals are hot right now, man. I know C.J. Stroud, the boys are balling, but I think this is where Burrow shows out. You know what I'm saying, in a quarterback duel. So, yeah, I got Burrow to throw 2 touchdowns and Bengals to win, guys. That's what I got. This next game, Packers versus Steelers. Steelers money line. That's all I got to say. Jordan Love. Yeah, all right. Steelers money line at Pittsburgh. Let's get it. All right, this next one, Falcons versus the Cardinals. They're at Arizona. I don't know why the Cardinals' odds are plus right now. Kyler Murray's coming back off an injury. He's going to play. I know he might be a little rusty, but I trust him more than I trust Tyler Heineke and the Falcons. The Falcons, they need to fire the coach too, bro. Why are you not playing Bijan Robinson? What's going on here? I don't get it. They're tweaking. Kyle Pitts, Drake London. I feel bad for those boys because them boys are talented, bro. They raw. Fire the coach, Falcons. Just fire him like how the Raiders fired Josh McDaniels. So with that being said, though, I got the Cardinals money line. Kyler Murray coming back off injury. I think James Conner as well is coming back off injury, running back from the Cardinals. So I'm leaning towards the Cardinals here, guys, at Arizona. That's what I got. This next one, Lions versus the Chargers. They're at LA. The Lions, they rolling right now. And I think the Lions win. I think they beat the Chargers. That's why I got Lions money line. I think the offense, they get after the Chargers secondary. I know the Chargers defensive line is pretty solid, but the Lions offensive line has been stepping up. They've been giving Jared Goff a lot of time to throw that ball. And so, yeah, with that being said, I got the Lions money line beating the Chargers. This next one, Giants versus the Cowboys. Daniel Jones is out for the year. Tyrod Taylor, he's out. I do not trust the third string quarterback from the Giants. The Cowboys, they're at Dallas. Tony Pollard is due for a touchdown. I think he gets a touchdown against his Giants defense. So I'm going with Tony Pollard touchdown. Cowboys to win. The Cowboy odds money line, no value. So if you want, just go after the Tony Pollard touchdown for this game, guys. That's what I got. This next one, Washington Commanders versus Seahawks. They're at Seattle. I'm going Metcalf, DK Metcalf, touchdown, the Seahawks to win. Metcalf is due for a touchdown, and I think he gets one against the secondary. Washington secondary is not that good, guys. So I got Metcalf touchdown, Seahawks to win, guys. That's what I got. Sunday night game, Jets versus the Raiders. This is a tough one. I can't trust Zach Wilson for nothing. Nothing. He's hot garbage. I know he's going to be a bust coming out the draft, man. He is not that guy, man. I'm going to lean towards Raiders money line. I'm not confident, though, because the Jets have a pretty solid defense. The Raiders rookie quarterback, he's still learning. He's still trying to get used to the league. So I'm leaning towards Raiders money line, but I do like Carlson over 1.5 field goals made. Raiders kicker for this game, guys. Primetime game. You gotta look after those kicker props because those are nice. But yeah, man, that's what I got for the Sunday night game. The Monday night game, Broncos versus the Bills. Gabe Davis had 0 receptions last game against the Bengals. Whatever his reception is, take the over. I think he gets a good amount of catches going against his Broncos secondary. And I got Bills to win. I think the Bills bounce back coming out the loss against the Bengals last week, and they get the win. So yeah, man, that's what I got. Let's get it, man. UFC predictions, NFL predictions. I appreciate you guys always tuning in, liking, subscribing, sharing. Much love, man. Let's get it, though. Peace out, y'all.